Welcome back. We're talking shit with Eagle. Fucking motherfucking part two. I'm gonna be talking with myself tonight. Hopefully somebody joins in.
Welcome back. We're talking shit with Eagle.
Oh, now I'm talking to myself. There we go. Hopefully we get somebody back in here. I hope my man Liam's trying to work around. We had video, we just couldn't get his microphone to work for some reason. And I don't know. I won't give up on him. He don't give up on me, I won't give up on him. Another goofy ass Saturday. Hopefully we make this work. Hopefully not. If not, I'm on the record as Brian. So hopefully here in a minute we'll get some people in chat. I guess worst comes to worst. If we get some folks in here, we can't get Liam in here, then do some trimming or something. Depends on if we get some people in here or not. C2's watching. Go ahead and let me know who made it back. I was listening to a little DJ Knight and his family felony. Good tune, old tune. I won't tell on you. On me. Good tune. Oh, what a disaster. It is what it is. They all can't be winners. I'm trying. If I was taking this serious, this would hurt my feelings, but this is just for fun for now. And whatever. The machine gun killer. Drop shot. Thank you for coming back. At least got one in chat. I'll talk to you, Drop Shot. How you been? CJ, if you notice, there's a blue wrench next to you, buddy. Dedicated regular. I should hit a Drop Shot too and make you a fucking mod. How you guys doing tonight? CJ, hopefully you're well. How you doing tonight? UK? Bring something back, smoke. All right, he's fucking ready. Oh shit. Oh, do I need more? I think we got him. I think we found a way around. I just got to hit him up with some numbers. Flip this bitch around. I want all that back times 10. Want all that back times 10. So pay up, bitch. I think I had to look down and I shoot Liam the message there. Purple Thumb, welcome back. What do I feed my plants? I was feeding my plants Blue Planet Nutrients. Thank you for asking some questions, keeping me talking. I was feeding my plants Blue Planet Nutrients. I am switched over to generic fertilizers, which is a dry mix, custom blend of theirs. They'll mix up anything they want or match any company's mix that they have and try to save you at least a third in a dry form. Switch over to live chat here. There we go. Oh yeah, I think we got it. What's going on, man? Can you hear me? Oh shit, I think we might have some. Liam is connecting his audio. No?
Can you
It
hear me
says you're
now?
on. Fuck yeah, I can. Can you hear me now? Hell yes. Let's shut this fucking music off and get this bitch going. Man, I am so fucking glad you toughed it out, dude. Pedro just stepped in. I don't know if you could pull that up or not. God damn, you're a fucking trooper. Let me announce you properly now that we have a good show going. All right, brother?
Damn it, what
Thank
the hell
God
just happened?
our guest fucking, I don't know, stay in there. Fucking our guest, Liam Mass. I could still see you, brother. Liam Mass, good friend, community fucking, what can I say about you? Weed nerd, you're community supporter, you're everywhere, spreading some love to everybody, you know. You're talented woodworker, you have many skills. Fucking shiny, bright face tonight. Now I got you on here, man. This is long overdue, man. This is a chat that I have just been waiting for because we've hooked up times and had some sessions, and I've always enjoyed your company, and I'm so glad you can be here to fucking talk some shit with me.
Well, I appreciate it. I feel the same way.
Nice.
What a
So,
pain in the butt.
man, I know, and I'm so glad you fucking toughed it out, man. Yeah,
How have you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good. You know, finally, luckily here in Michigan, I can see the fucking ground, which is not normal for this time of year in northern Michigan. Usually, about mid-May before I start getting some snow melted around here and can actually see the ground. But no, we're out raking the yard already, and getting a little bit of fresh air. Not leaving, but getting some northern Michigan fresh air. How
You'll be
you
mowing the
handling it?
grass in 2 weeks.
What's that?
You'll be mowing the grass in 2 weeks.
I hope so, if we're allowed to.
That's true.
How you handling it down there, man?
It's all right. It's all right. I just had to take a couple weeks off work myself because people over here are starting to get sick. So I dropped out before things got too hot.
So, what is it you're doing down there, if you don't mind me asking, or can you say?
Construction. Yeah.
Nice.
Building homes, doing whatever needs to be done. Roofs, siding.
Staying busy down there, obviously. That's good news.
Oh yeah, yeah. Trying to get up there
Yes.
closer to you.
I hope you do, brother. You know that. I've been trying to coach you up here for better than a year, man.
Yeah, you helped
Michigan's
out
got
quite a
much
bit trying
love
to
for
get me
you.
up there.
Oh, yeah. Why
Yeah,
not? You got
you was trying to
much
get me a job
skills.
and everything.
Why not? Why
Yeah,
not, brother?
I appreciate that.
I would
It
do it
sucks.
again tomorrow.
This sucks not being able to see chat though. How the hell do I bring up a chat room?
There should be up in the corner, there should be something that says bring up YouTube, like the link, YouTube link or something like that. Either that, you can bring it up in a separate page and like do a window side by side, or you can bring it up on your phone. Bring it up on your phone.
Oh, let's
Look
do
at it
that.
there.
Let's
There
do
you go,
that.
brother. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of people in here. We got Pedro in here, Herb the Gift, Boom Farms, John Smith. We got a
Thanks for
bunch of
holding
people.
it down.
Check. Yeah. Thank you guys for waiting for us to get this together. But I promise you it'll be well worth it. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what led you to where you are these days. Obviously, you're in the trades, and I know besides just building houses and stuff, you're a skilled woodworker as well. I've seen some real cool shit you've done with the electricity and the boards. It was fucking real cool shit there, and
Yeah, the
that new
electric
rolling
machine.
system you built for that project you got going on is super cool as well. And fucking jealous, man, of some of the shit I seen today. I
Oh,
can't wait.
dude, it's super easy. You could easily do it. I could
Ah,
easily show you. It's super easy.
you, you,
YouTube.
you get your ass
You
to
find
fucking
everything on YouTube.
Michigan. Get your ass here to Michigan and show me, man.
That is the plan. That is the plan.
Thanks.
Money, money.
Well, let's see what we can
Garden's
do about
looking
that. It's
good.
Michigan. What's that?
I said your garden's looking
Oh,
good.
my garden?
When you going full
I
LED?
tried. I'm getting there. I tell you what,
Uh
that new 660 I'm running, that bar unit is killing it, man. That
Who's
thing
that by?
was, that's by Active Grow LED.
All right.
It's a newer company. They supplied me the T5 LED that I ran for a run or two there. I'm actually on my second run with that.
So that
Uh,
unit actually, you can pull the bulbs out and replace those. Is that how that works?
on the T5s,
Yeah.
yes, but not on the bar unit. The bar unit's like one of the newer styles where it's just like rails. It actually is like almost a 4x4 footprint and it folds up. You know what I mean? When you
Got
get
you.
it, it's
So it's
just
like the
folded up.
the Fluence. It's like the new chilled light that just come out.
Yep, yep,
Got
yep.
you. Got you.
And I've
Yep.
been running that now. We'll be harvesting right around the 10th on that. And we did a time lapse view from veg all the way to now. I've been, kind of releasing little bits and pieces of the time lapse grow, but we did it from, start to finish. So that'll be a whole video I'll be dropping on that. So you'll be able to see the whole production from start to finish in time lapse form on that grow all the way up to harvest. So
Nice.
that's pretty cool. That's something I'm kind of doing here in my grow area. Is I've added cameras everywhere and had started time lapse in every tent just to some new different footage, for people and just a little documentation for myself. And they're cheap enough these days, so why not?
Cheap enough.
Well, yes, yes, sir. These are the Wise cameras, and they're $25 a piece. Oh, well, actually, if you buy them direct from them, they're $20 a piece,
Oh
and
wow.
they're fully capable of everything I'm telling you. They're actually you can set them up to where they motion sensing. So if you walk by, they automatically come on and record video. You can actually set it up to for facial recognition for $20. You can
Hey,
actually like say could get my face, mark it in a box, and every time I walk by that camera, it'll fucking come on.
that's nice.
And they all link together and all that good shit. So yeah, for $20, you can stack one whenever you get a chance. You know what I'm saying? There's no sense in going out biting that bullet. You know.
Pedro needs to be quiet over there in chat. I'll tell you that. I don't know how you got me on my first time being live, Eagle, but I guess you're special or something.
Oh man, I hope so because man, I feel lucky, man. You know what I said. I know this is something that you haven't done before, and I do feel privileged. I really do.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not tech savvy, so this was probably all my fault right here somehow.
Oh man, I don't care, man. I don't care. I'm just so happy you showed up, brother. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to meet you. It was like 2 years ago, I think, 2018, over there at
Something
the
like
High
that.
Times Cup. Yep.
Yeah.
Run into you, never met before. We chatted a little bit online, but walked up to you, introduced myself, and man, you were welcome. You welcomed me right in. Hell, we had like a I don't know, 45-minute conversation. My buddy walked off because he was so high, he didn't even know where he was. And I had to hunt him down. You remember that?
do remember
You, I
that
said,
shit.
where'd my buddy go? And you're like, I don't know, man. I'm like, well,
That was a good day overall, man. There was a lot of cool people there, and I got to meet you and your buddy and a lot of other cool people that day. And I love them events. I hope to God that that stuff isn't a thing of the past.
right, right. Not, I mean, I don't know the way High Times events were going. They could be. Now, other events will probably take its spot. Kushstock was seemed to be okay, except they packed everybody in. Um, but I went. What it was the last year I went to the Kushstock. So I don't know how it was, and if they had it, did they have it in 2018, or was that new for 2019?
That was just 2019 was first year Kushstock here.
Okay,
Because they had one, and it was that one that we sold seeds at, and
right.
that thing was cramped and like crazy. You know, and I still, as for as bad as people made that event out to be, uh, I give them props. You know, at least it was set up completely different the night before, and we got that bad weather snap for that day, and that was something that they kind of went back and put together, crammed everybody in tents, and for the
Right,
public. You know what I mean? And that's
right,
something they really didn't have to do. They could have left it up, just the way it was, set up in a big oval, and it had everybody walking around in the rain. But they made that effort to try to keep everybody comfortable, even
I
though
don't know if it was comfortable or not. You
I
guys
don't
had
know.
a good
Well,
little
that's
spot. You guys had a good
that's
little
the
spot.
thing.
You
I
were out
don't
in the
know.
wind, but you were away from the main amount of the crowd. In those tents, you couldn't walk. You couldn't walk.
I don't know if they were really expecting that big of a crowd or not. It was a free event, so
True, true.
you know maybe they weren't expecting all that much. But Michigan's got love for cannabis. You got to expect them to come running. Any event that I've ever seen that you can barely get in. People are dying to get together and have that fest. I love the festival feeling. Where you get together and everybody's in that great mood, all
Right.
age groups, all cultures. Just bump
And
into somebody, instead of them getting mad, they turn around and hand you that fatty
you're
and
right.
ask you how you're doing.
Yeah, you're right.
That's them are awesome days for me. It's worth every penny. It really is.
So yeah, the first time I was there at the High Times Cup, I thought, man, this is packed. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but shoot, everybody was nice, everybody was kind, everybody was there to pass you a joint. I mean, how can you go wrong there?
Yeah, we missed today. Would have been the hash bash. I guess they had like a digital version that I need to go back and watch because I really wanted to see some of them speakers speak. But
Right,
you know,
right.
we'll
That's a
get through
totally
this.
different feel there, being an online event. I wonder how that played out.
But actually, in that aspect, I'm a little happy, Liam, because a lot of times I go for, I say I'm going to go for that stuff, and then I kind of get sidetracked with the entertainment, the festival, and the joint passings, and I don't make it to some of the more legal stuff that I wanted to see, some of the speakers and whatnot. But at least hopefully it's out there and I can go back and watch it. Everybody at least got a chance to see it today.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's
Wasn't
true. I never thought of that.
wasn't information lost. It at least got out there for everybody.
Huh.
Man, we got a chat, nice popping check. Man, I can't thank Pedro for coming in. Naughty Nikki, Tara Wilson, Naughty Nikki. We got a lot of weed nerds. That's another thing too, man. You've been a long time weed nerd. Sub cool supporter. He would have been super proud of where you are now for sure. And you had much love for him. And there is a lot of love, weed nerds still. I'm proud to see them everywhere. That was a group of family kind of. A lot of us spent so much time in those chats. It's hard not to call each other friends. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I know
right.
when
I,
I seen
I agree.
you, that warm feeling was because I, had spent so much time when talking shit with you in these chats and whatnot. I felt like I'd already almost known you a little bit before even shaking your hand, brother.
Right, right. I was telling my buddy, I gotta hunt down Eagle. I gotta find him. I gotta find him. And then I remember seeing you from like 50 yards away. Like, there he is. All right, I gotta go up to him.
Man, that's awesome. I'm
You was
so
kind
glad.
enough, gave me a pack of seeds. Hell of a good guy. Hell of a good guy.
Nah, I
I
appreciate
enjoyed
those
it.
kind of words. I really do.
I'm ready to get back
So
to building some
what's
LED lights. That's what I'm ready to do.
me too. Me too. I can't wait to see you get back to work in that aspect. I
Yeah,
seen
that's
you
fun
posted
stuff.
up today some
Expensive.
oh yeah. But man, for what you're gonna get out of it, that's a nice long-term investment.
And they last so long, man. You can't go wrong with the LEDs nowadays compared to running them HIDs with fans and changing out bulbs constantly. I mean, in the
Yep.
long run, it's a high upfront cost, but in the long run,
I
you
think I got
can't
a
go wrong.
ballast out right there. Gonna have to change. I'm gonna wish I had an
Yeah,
LED to put in
yeah.
this
Throw me
spot.
some LEDs. I'll hack a light for you or something.
Dude, I got a stack of LEDs I can send you.
That's what you said.
Stack. I know. I've showed you.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
wish I could get you here. I think I'll be sitting at your house.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You could have everything. Give me one good one. Just come on, man.
Yeah, I'm
Fuck
ready.
yeah.
I'm
I
ready,
need a
man.
good LED fixture here, man. That's for sure.
They're pretty easy though. They're pretty easy though. A lot of people have asked me online to build them lights, and man, for the price that I would have to charge, it's not even worth it for me to build somebody a light. So I just give them some information and tell them, you can DIY your own light, with a little bit
Well,
of
that's
help.
one of the things, Liam, about trying to be a little bit of success. You know what I'm saying? Is knowing your faults and being able to pass that task on to somebody else that knows how to do that shit so you can go on not wasting valuable time when I got if I could get a hold of you, I'm sure you could knock it out in half the time than me messing around with it. I'd rather let you work your magic and let me go on and do what I do,
Right?
and the world will be a better place. If we didn't do that, if we all tried to just jump in and do everything ourselves, then there wouldn't
All
be a
right.
niche for everybody.
All right. Not everybody has a
So
knack for everything, and then not everybody even wants to do a lot of that stuff. They would rather just pass it on. And I'm the same way when it comes to stuff. There's stuff I don't even want to attempt to do. I'd rather just say, hey, will you do it for me? I'll pay you.
right on,
I don't want
right
nothing to do
on.
with
I
it.
do a lot of stuff, man. I fix cars, I build, houses and all that good shit. But I
You're a
don't
pretty good
know if I got
woodworker
help.
yourself, so don't sell yourself short. I've seen some of
I
your work.
appreciate that as well, but I don't know if I got time to be able to start building LEDs. Especially when I seen that monster you had going today, man. That thing's beautiful. I'm jealous of that monster. What is
There's
that?
new
What's that pulling?
the big 6 quantum board light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 780 because I added a bunch of mono LEDs. I had some UV, some 660 nano. What else I have? Some 730 nano. Um, a few others in there actually.
Okay. Now again, now ask me what each one of those are going to add and why I want to pass my lights to you. You see what I'm saying here,
Right,
brother? You
right,
see what I'm
right, right.
saying?
Everybody's doing. I built that light like 2 years ago, and everybody's running UVs now. Everybody's running 660s. The new HLG lights got the 660s built right in the quantum boards now, the R specs. So everybody's coming around, and that wasn't my idea. I got that from Grow Mouse, Green Gene. They were throwing all that knowledge out there. I just grabbed on it and decided to utilize it.
I just want to give my daughter Lexi a shout out. She's in chat there. Everybody show Lexi some love there. That's my middle daughter in there supporting her pops, showing her
Like,
dad some love. Love you, Lexi.
nice to see you.
Anyways, back to the star of the show. Like I said, you know,
No
Give him a
star
gift.
here, no star.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. In my eyes, brother, you know what? You are. You truly are, man. You're there every day, way before I'm hitting anybody's post. You're already there, spreading that love. You know what I mean? Good job. You know, whatever. You
Right.
lickety split on that shit, and that shit means a lot to a lot of people. It means a lot to me. I know I appreciate all your likes and your supports and all that, through the years. It makes people go. It makes
Right.
people wake up and want to do more. And if everybody like were like you, man, it would be an awesome, awesome place. It is an awesome place, but it sure would be a fucking lot better place.
Well,
That's
man,
for
I just
sure.
try to show love like I would want love shown to me. So, I try not to down anybody or anything. I try not to throw too much, you know, like I know better than they do or anything. I just let it be and give them some support and, you know, let it run with that.
Right on. Right on.
Pedro's one of the ones that threw me a little love in the beginning. I started off thinking Instagram was just for young kids, and I was just following Sub on YouTube, and then Sub's like, I'm done with YouTube. I'm rolling over to Instagram full time. If you guys want to come, you better come. And that's when I was like, man, I got to start an Instagram account. And when I did, I started finding that this community is, I mean, there's some bad apples in it, but for the most part, everybody's really respectful. And if you show that respect, they're going to show it right back. And Pedro was one of them ones that threw me some respect right from the beginning. I threw it right back. We ended up having a nice little relationship, and to this day, we're good friends, I can say.
I know Sub always loved that LED sign you sent him, the dank, you know.
All right,
It,
yeah,
it
that
was
was
the dank
badass.
sign, right? That
Yeah,
was
that was
right off
badass.
the
That was his
bat.
new logo. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See what I mean there, man? I mean, it takes cool motherfuckers to do shit like that. And, I know he treasured that light. He always kept it in view, you know what I mean? In
Right.
all the live streams, it was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
present, man. He
Yeah, I
was proud
love
of that.
that. I love seeing that light up there in all his lives. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Well, I noticed on YouTube in the early days, somebody sent him a neon sign that said TGA. Somebody had it made or something for him. And it was always in the background, it seemed like. And so when his house burnt down, I thought, man, this dude's bummed out. He needs to have a little bit of love in his life. So I had that sign made for him with his new logo, Subcool's the Dank. And man, when that thing showed up, he even unboxed it online, on YouTube. I was like, man, that's sweet. And he hung it right up and never moved it. Pedro and Dizzy did the same thing.
Yeah, that's because,
Oh, thanks, Teo. I appreciate that. Much love.
can you talk about that? And since I know you read and chat, I don't know, if you want to talk about that side or not, that
What's that?
TAO was talking about. The American one just referred to it in chat there.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind talking about that.
All right, man. Well, let's talk about it, brother.
Throw
I,
me
you know,
throw me some questions. I don't know.
well, let's hear about it. What's your favorite strain?
Oh, come on. I'm
Let
gonna give you the same.
all the cable, all the goody shit. What's your what? How we know? I know that there was a little bit of mess there, and I don't know if I'm what I can ask and what I can't. So I'm hoping you'll tell.
Got you.
You know what I'm
Got you.
saying?
Got you.
So
Yeah, I don't know.
tell me what you want to tell me, brother.
I
I guess
started
that's what I'm trying to say.
several years back doing what I do, and got all my information, all my tips and tricks from searching the web and Subcool, and then when I got on the Instagram, I was probably already in the game for a little while, and I decided to try to run some of his strains, and then before I knew it, I was running some tester strains for him, and that was nice. Got to meet you, got to run through the weed nerd community. Uh, And I don't know, man. Throw me some questions. It don't matter. I'll answer them.
All right. What is your grow technique? I mean, I know I've seen pictures of some nice stuff there. What in particular style are you, like a DWC? Do you prefer like the cocoa style?
I actually
Scrog?
ran.
Looks like
I,
you like a scrog type grow.
well, I originally started off with basically the same style you got. Lots of steaks, uh, lots of topping. Uh, ran Pro Mix, a lot of ocean forest with some Humboldt basement mix mixed in it, and just pretty much ran, what they would call, synthetic, really, but it was, what a pure blend would just call in their organic line, which is still synthetic. Um, and then I dabbled in some super soil quite a bit and loved that, but then failed at that many times. Um,
Yeah, I love the idea of super soil. If I could buy it pre-ready, you know what I mean, just go and be
right,
able to use it. Cheers, Red Setter. Um, but as you know, a production grower, I'm not a I misspoke there, not a production grower, but as a perpetual harvest grower, it's hard to stay ahead of things. You know, to get 2 months ahead and then
right,
stay ever evolving ahead of things is just too much. And then that was my problem. I was trying it, and then things got ahead of schedule a little bit, and I just tried to rush things and had things go out of control and couldn't steer it back. You know,
right.
and that's to me that's kind of the problem with super soil is once things go wrong, and then now you're just
Yeah.
unless you're an expert on nutrient deficient, you can just hammer, which I'm getting better and better and better and better at. You know, learn as
I
I.
agree 100%. I agree 100% with the super soil. I mean, if you mix it too hot, you're screwed. If you mix it too light, you're kind of screwed. Because it's not like you can just throw in some dry amendments too much right on top and get things to kick right in when you need them to kick in. That organics has to be kind of already in the soil and in place for you to get your harvest and your yield the way you really want it to happen. That's
Yeah,
why a lot of times I would supplement. If that would happen to me, I would just turn it over and supplement right back over to some like bioorganic type fertilizers, some liquid, and then push that plant along. Now Pedro will yell at me and everything, but he's pure organic. But
yeah.
sometimes you
See,
got to do what you got to do.
that's more my I think would be my option, and that's more my consideration right now is like more of a no-till system. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Something that I can constantly feed an organic material, and I don't have to worry about burning things, and things are always working for me, and it's kind of just getting better, better, better to where I'm not having to wait for shit to cook. I can just plant
right,
next to it. That sounds like a much better system. I'm not wasting shit.
right.
So I think if I evolve my, that may be, if I don't go, I doubt I'll go hydroponics because it just, I'm either considering like a no-till type system or going to a drip, in
Right.
my cocoa and eliminating water. I haven't figured out which way I want to run there. But
Yeah, I've run it all. I've run some hydro setups. I've once run some water farm systems. Uh, and Pedro got me into the SIPS container, and I was loving that for a second. And I got ended up getting a 40-gallon geopot build a soil setup, no till setup. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. I mean, once it's set, man, you really don't have a lot to deal with. And if you don't know enough about it, I'm pretty sure build a soil now, you can send a soil sample off. They'll test it for you and tell you exactly what nutrients you need to add back to your soil after every like second run or something like that. And then they'll even give you the stuff to add. Here's what you need, here's what you're lacking, and there's almost no brainer work to it at that point. And now you're going to run full organic at that point, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I mean, I
I love the
definitely could tell a
options.
difference. I could definitely tell a difference between what I would call my bio-organic, which is basically synthetic, and SIPS container or the build a soil setup, which is full-blown organic. I mean, there's definitely a difference. If you push your plants along with a liquid nutrient, you're not quite gonna meet that level, in my opinion, of quality. You'll definitely get the yield, but you're not going to meet that line of quality that as of letting the plant feed itself rather than how we humans like to do and just cram it down its throat.
Right on. So, so how'd you go from the transition from growing like bigger plants into like a more scrog type setup? What made you want to switch systems like that?
I was sick of watering.
Yeah.
I, I was in hand watering for years. I was spending so much time in the garden that it just got old. So I built some tables. Instead of running 20 to 30 plants in my room, I went to like 12, bumped up to like 10, 12-gallon containers, vegged them longer, uh, let them get 6, 7 foot tall before I threw a net on, net on top, and then just smash that net on them and let them ride. And that ended up being way easier. I even went with like a floor flex style setup. That way I didn't even have to go in there and water anymore. I just go in there and check them, make sure everything was good.
I guess I'm stupid or hard headed, but I still love going coming in and watering, and that's still something I still really enjoy.
I,
That's
I
what.
agree. I agree because it got to the point where I was bored at that point. It went from working your butt off to being bored, like standing there like, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm not coming in and watering. All I do is come in and look, make sure everything's good. So you take too much automation, I think, and you can probably turn yourself into a failure real quick by not being in the garden enough, not paying attention.
Yeah, I've done like I'm honestly on my third like style type grow. The first two were under LED and did well. This one here, and all due credit here, those two had a little like 2 weeks veg time into the net, so I got to work them a little bit into the net before the flip. This one under HPS, I kind of they were good sized plants that I knew were gonna like. I mean, I don't know what I've been doing lately, but everything's just been exploding. Everything's hitting the top of the tent lately, man. The LEDs hit the top. I had an insane in the membrane that was like bent over 1 foot on the top of this tent last time,
I just
and
saw that. Yeah.
so I don't know. Things are going good. I'm not bragging or nothing, but things are going good. So the scrog, they were big, so I just put like three of them in there and smashed the net down on them and kind of weaved them through. And so, and in that first week, I just kind of kept everything low. And then as after that first week, and I felt I had it as far as I can go, I threw on the second layer and let everything grow up. And man, I think for sure the three plants that are next to it standing up are just going to kick its ass,
Oh, really?
kick that scrog's ass. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this works out. As far as the HPS goes, I'm not sold yet. So um,
Really?
yeah, I don't.
Huh.
Maybe it's just a reaction. Maybe I was just too brutal with the girls when I threw them in there and just bent them over and
I
slapped them
can't believe
around.
you haven't converted over 100% LED after running a few of them LEDs, man. You
No,
probably do you need you probably need a little bit of that heat though from that HPS though, don't you?
Yeah, I use it. I
Right.
was telling the story last night that I use all that to heat my house. Actually,
Perfect.
no,
Perfect.
seriously, I suck out through filters in the top of every LED tent. There's a filter that sucks out the warm air. Okay, and then the union back over here. Let me see if I'll shoot up, man. You can see that nasty mess over there.
Uh-huh.
The union back over there in the corner, the LED tents do, and then they come through this filter, and then they all shoot through this 4K right here, which is equivalent to about 4 Eden Pures, right? And then that blows down underneath the house, and then it pops up right next to the cold air return,
Oh, nice.
where the heater don't come on. I just the heater motor stays on and grabs that air and throws it up through the registers. But it's filtered out with some number 10 filters there one more time as well.
Damn.
So I'm in northern Michigan, brother, and I heated this house and this grow and everything for 4 cords of wood this year. And
Wow.
there's a quarter cord out there. So the
Wow.
system works, brother.
Well, I don't blame you for not switching then, man. I totally
then
understand.
um then in the summer it just the opposite. All that filtered air goes up and out through the roof, 30 feet up in the air where a good breeze can catch it. And in the forest, I'm pretty good. It's filtered anyway, but I feel safe enough to throw it out the roof at that point.
Nice. Nice. Yeah,
I'm
I guess you
thinking,
gotta
man.
have that heat, man. You gotta have that heat.
Yeah. So even in the wintertime, uh, with no heat coming into this grow room, it's 75 easy. And then if that, that's actually a little chilly for the LEDs, really.
Right.
Yeah, you want them up a little bit. So on the days where it's a little chillier, I just keep the tents a little partially closed, so it's a little warmer in there, and bam,
Yeah, I
it
learned the
all
hard
evens
way on
out.
the LED temps. You really need about right around 80 degrees for them LEDs.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you're hitting it
That's
good,
another one
really.
of that's one of the other pluses of them, though. I mean, if you're in a tighter space, now you're not so worried about that air conditioner, and maybe you could supplement with a little bit of CO2 instead of trying to get rid of that hot air. You
Right.
know, you
Right.
get that savings of the LED itself. You get the savings of not running your air conditioner.
Right. Right.
And then put in a little bit of CO2, and then you're gaining, you know, not saving, but you're gaining some savings in the long run with the CO2. So
Right.
man,
And then
there's
the amount of backache you save by not using as much wood every year.
right, right. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. So, what are some of your more favorite strains you've worked with in the past? I know that we laughed at that joke in the beginning, but we've all got some favorites that we wish we would have held on to at one point or another.
Probably, my uncle for since the 70s grew this Affy he got from a guy and grew it every year, same strain every year, right here outdoors, and he kept producing seeds every year. And man, that thing right there was ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. Seeds of that are gone. Sub had some of them seeds. I threw some over to Pedro. He has just a few of them seeds left, if they'll pop. They're old, but that was a good one right there. As far as other strains I've ran, what DNA's 24K? That's a nice one, super tasty. Um, Astro Snaps, I really like Astro Snaps from Sub. That was a
Yeah,
fairly
that was
recent one.
real good.
Yeah,
That was
it
real
put on
good.
some
My
good
patients
weight,
loved that.
tasty.
It stood out
Uh,
from a lot with the
what's
turds.
that?
I said it stood out from a lot
Right,
of stuff that was going
right.
around here. much patience appreciated.
What else? Man, I don't know. I've grown about 130 strains, so it's hard to think.
Man, right after my heart, right there. I'm right there
Got
with
a
you.
list somewhere, but I don't know where it's at.
Me and Charlie's Farm 420 were talking last night about popping beans. And he was saying that most of his stuff had come from beans. And he takes in, a few clones here and there. And I said, I'm the same way. I just don't have the love for the clones I take in. You know what I mean? I could take in one of the better clones that I've ever, you know, awesome clone, but for some reason I just don't have the love for the one that I popped from seed, pheno hunted, pulled it out of the masses, and the
Right.
one I can pick out of my garden because I fucking have so much love for. There's something about them beans when you crack them, and you develop a relationship with that strain. You're in
You do.
particular cuts to
You
where
do.
you get somebody. It could be another cut. You're just like, and I hate to say this, it's got like a stepchild. You're like,
Right. Right.
yeah.
No, I agree. I
I got
agree.
love for you. I got love
I
for
agree.
you.
Unless that cut just happens to be, better than the 10 you got in your garden. Then you're like, all right, man, that's a good one. But I agree, man. When you pop one from seed, it's like a baby. You want to care for it. You get it to veg and it's looking good. You feel good about it. You move it to flower. It's like, yeah, man, I brought that all the way from seed to where it's at now. That's a whole different scenario getting cuts from other people. And plus, I started refusing cuts from people because half the people aren't as clean as you want to be. End up getting some mites or
Right.
something. And that happened to me one time. I took in some cuts, got mites, and I said I'll never do it again. And not without like a quarantine
Yeah,
area.
that's a live and learn type situation right there.
Right.
Learning the
Right.
hard way about cuts.
Right.
And plus that you never know for sure what you're really getting, and that's kind of been a button with me lately too. Is like reproductions of people reproducing things, strains, and calling it that strain when we both
It's
know
not.
a strain has to come from that mom and dad, and it has to keep coming from that mom and dad. And if mom and dad are lost, then you better have those packs that mom and dad came from. And hopefully you can pop those beans and find a phenotype that are close enough
Yep.
to be a sister or mom or dad. And
I agree.
then maybe you might recreate something real similar, but to just grab packs of this and that and this and that, it might have been recreated by somebody else and this and
Right.
that, and come on, at least put on the pack it's a recreation and put your name on it,
Right.
Chuck Sour Diesel or whatever. I don't care what the hell you call it, but at least give it a name in front of your sour diesel or whatever you're trying to recreate.
I agree, man. I agree. There's a lot of that going on out there. And if somebody comes up with something new and it's fire, I only want to get those seeds from that person. I don't want to get a different pack that somebody's calling the same thing from somebody else. That's why I kind of always trusted Sub. For one, he had the reputation where people were giving him good cuts and things to breed with. But then when you knew, he showed you a picture of this and that, you knew, okay, you had a chance of getting a good pheno out of that right there. And it's no joke from the ones you've been seeing and hearing about.
That's what always gave me much respect for Sub versus a lot of breeders out there. Was a lot of other breeders were just showing you pictures and shit, and he was walking you through damn near, you know, seed
Right.
through the monsters he was taking in the grow room to grab and shit. These are the motherfuckers you want to grow right here.
Right.
And there's something respectful about that, not only to see the strain itself in plant form, but to see how it can be grown and You know what I'm saying? You know, its potential in full. And there was something cool about that that I really respected about. So, you know, and you
No,
didn't
I
get
agree.
that. You didn't get that from a lot of companies. That came later on with Ocean Grown, and a lot of other people stepped in and started showing you their strains as they were grown. And you know, even at that, I have a lot of respect for companies that do that. You know, I'd
Yep.
rather much see somebody grow it. You know, them themselves, preferably, put on a YouTube video of this is my strain and watch it as it grows, and this is how to grow it versus a picture in a book and this is way
And
too
here's
much.
the pheno you're looking for. Here's the,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
hmm
I mean, at
This
least Sub would
we're
say,
not
hey,
even gonna tell you what generation it is, or if it's
right,
F1, F2, or nothing, and if you're gonna get 10 phenols, or if every seed's
right,
gonna look like clones, or you
right.
know.
That's another reason why I respected Sub, because he'd tell you, look, there's a cherry pheno, there's going to be a chocolate pheno or whatever. You know, there's about four different ones that you may find in the pack.
Yeah, we
And
both
here,
know as testers of people who has tested for them, the gear was worked before it was fucking ever released.
right, right.
So.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of information that you could pull off of when he was putting his packs out.
Oh, if you didn't give back info, you didn't fill out that strain report, you were off the list.
Right,
The packs didn't come anymore. You know what I mean? You had to stay on top of that shit and give him the pictures and stuff. You know, I
I I bugged him for a minute to get that. He'd fill out that at the end of it when he actually post about a strain. It was all that detailed information, what it tasted like. All I want, I said, I want that piece of paper. Can you give me that like form so I can like literally fill it out, exactly the way you want it. And I bugged him and I bugged him and I bugged him. And finally he was like, all right, fine, I'll give it to you. It was
right.
like he didn't want to give it to me. He wanted me to do the work on my own. And I was like, no, hey, give me that paper, man. I want to fill it out exactly like you want
I,
it filled out.
it's funny you say this story because I was talking about, I get a lot of people in from chat that talk sub, and I miss sub. You know as well as I do that I was a good friend of subs, and you know, I do I miss that fucker. We talked about a lot of shit, but I got the same. I was telling the same story, and I got the same fucking attitude from him every time I got one of those packs, and I get it in the mail. We'd be talking. I'd be like, "Oh, by the way, how's this going?" Well, that's what you're supposed to tell me. God damn it!
Right.
Fucking drop that shit. Get to work. Okay, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, you're right. That's the deal. That's the deal. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
And I respected that about him, because my uncle had that same attitude. It was do the work yourself, figure it out on your own. I'll give you a little bit of help if you need it, but I'm not going to be there to babysit your ass. I respected that.
He was about like that though. I mean, think about it. He was like that not only about the testing phase, but a lot of information online. He had just given so much over the years. He was
Right,
just kind of wore out about repeating. He was like, "Look it up. Just
right,
look it up. It's out there."
right.
And it
Well,
is. It's still out
people
there.
got
Thank God.
lazy too and just wanted to ask questions. The information is out there. You just got to put in the hard work.
Right on. But in the same aspect, you got to understand too. There's a newbie that's born every day, and you can't discourage them, right off the bat. You gotta
Right,
nurture
right,
them. Encourage them all, man. Encourage them all.
right,
Overgrow the system.
right.
Okay.
I, I don't know. If I was in his position, I'd probably get an attitude eventually too, though. Been
I
in it as
guess. I
long
mean,
as he'd
what?
been in the
30
game, and
years.
right,
30 years of putting it out there.
right. It's like, come on, guys. I've written books. you know? I mean, what more do you want from me?
So, what's new? What do you expect? What's in the future for you? Are you gonna hang down there and can you say exactly where that is, or you want to hold that back?
No,
Or
I'm over here in Indiana. I'm fine with that.
nice,
I'm moving
nice.
north hopefully soon.
Accents throws you off a little bit. You thought you were like much, much deeper south
Yeah,
there.
I ask people that. Do I sound like I'm from Georgia?
You do, at least.
That's
If
funny
not,
because I've been to Georgia and they say, "Are you from the South? Are you from Louisiana or something?"
possibly even maybe Tennessee. Got like a Tennessee drop.
Hey, you know what? I'll take that.
Hell
Yeah, hopefully
yeah.
I plan on getting to Michigan. Hopefully in a year, maybe sooner.
How much longer can we before we see that beautiful setup of fire?
Ah, it's down now. Those are just old pics.
Right on. Right on. Well, that's hopefully we get you here in Michigan so you can get that shit up and start showing your skills back off because I know
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of
you got
help, a little
money
bit of
talents. In
love.
fact, since you're not able to, this is a good question for you because I know you're a good cultivator. And since you can't show us those pics anytime soon, until you get set back up here in Michigan, hopefully like tomorrow, uh, can you give any advice to anybody? There's like, want to shoot out some pointers you might have for your feeding, maybe something that you've learned over the years that gem. You know, is there
Uh,
something? Let's say there's a newbie out there and you want to give him a little bit of advice. Let's start
Less is more. Um, Bigger roots, bigger fruits.
there. Obviously.
Don't overwater. That was my problem for years. Why do my plants look like shit? Oh, because I overwater all the time. Patience, get online, research, ask the little questions you can to the people that you do know you can trust. Uh, when I was doing it, there
What?
wasn't there wasn't anybody to ask. I was 100% reading. I got totes and totes and totes of High Times magazines, Skunk magazines, Weed World magazines. I got almost every book that's been on the market about growing weed. I read them all and gathered all that information and decided what was best for my circumstance. So don't think you know it all and always be willing to learn. Even
Great
me, I'm still
advice.
learning on a daily.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. I try to. I try to learn something new every day, and I think everybody should.
Right.
Life's a journey, and you're only prepared unless you're learning something.
Well, and
Uh,
something I've learned about Instagram is a lot of people want to ask questions to people through their phones. Hey man, what's wrong with my plants? That's really
oh, I
hard.
don't do that.
That's really
I
hard
don't
for
do that.
somebody to
I'm not
diagnose
playing
your
that game.
setup when they don't know what you've
Mhm.
been feeding, what you've been doing, you know, any of that. So, I mean, somebody can pop off and say, oh, magnesium deficiency. Oh, CalMag. You hear that a lot. CalMag. Oh, it's CalMag. That's just grain of salt stuff right there. You know, you really
I
got to learn your
agree.
own technique.
As far as I'm here to, show what I do, and you're free to ask questions on any of my techniques and do what I do, but I don't want to be your plant doctor. You know what I
Right,
mean? There's so many variables.
right,
Your nutrient deficiency can be so many things from lockup to this, that.
right.
I mean, unless you've taken a look, and I suggest that botany's not that bad, or at least pick up a general nutrition book, plant nutrition book, and you see how mobile and immobile nutrients work. And that's the
Absolutely.
best thing I can tell you right there. That's the best advice that I can give any grower out there is to pick up a book on nutrients and learn how mobile and immobile nutrients work. Because as you know, understand how they work, you'll understand a hell of a lot better how deficiency work. Because some plants move and some plants some minerals move and some don't. So you notice them down lower first, and
Right.
then they won't move up. The top of the plant will be all nice and heavy. That's because them plants, them nutrients don't move. They
Right.
only stay down there, and if they're deficient down low. They're not moving
Well,
up
then
and
a
down.
lot of times it can
So
be
that's my
strain dependent.
advice.
It can even be strain dependent. Where one plant right next to it that's say Affy, and your next plant next to it's Astrosnaps, and there you got two different issues going on. They may look the same, but they may not be the same at all. You may be overwatering this plant, and this one actually does have a deficiency. I mean, there could be so many variables just between different strains, even different phenotypes out of the same pack. You know, that can be totally
That's
different.
my right on. So yeah, and my advice from instead of trying to find somebody to come in and tell you exactly, especially online. Oh God, we get a million answers, different answers on the same picture from
Right,
anybody you ask. I'm sure, and
right.
that's just a recipe for disaster.
It
Really,
is.
you're better off just take it in, learn something, take it in.
Right.
Start watching videos on how to diagnose shit, and then take notes and learn it for yourself before you're trying to expect somebody online.
Right.
They'll give you their best advice wholeheartedly. Nobody's trying online here to give anybody
Right.
bad advice. So, but like we're talking about, there's so many damn variables, and there's nothing worse than somebody taking your advice and you not knowing 100% what's going on. Now you're the asshole because you didn't know everything
Right.
about their room and
Right.
everything else. You know,
I've
you
done
know, it's
I've done it several times where I see people comment and there'll be everything from CalMag to nitrogen to this to that to overwatering to underwatering to overfeeding. I just give them a link to a couple books. They're like, hey, read these, man. Just read these and learn. I'm not gonna give you any other advice. I'm not gonna tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing
teach
right.
a man to fish.
That's
Teach a
right,
man to
man.
fish.
That's right. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right. Yeah,
You got to take it
that's the
upon
best
yourself.
way. Uh, So what else can you want to tell me about? I mean, this is awesome, man. Chat's been popping. You brought in some heavy hitters tonight, man. I know Pedro and Dizzy only came because we had you here, and I appreciate that. And I've
Yeah,
talked
I
to him a
appreciate
few
that.
times, and I passed the olive branch, and hopefully this will ease it a little bit because he's popped in and seen a little bit what the show's like. Hopefully, I can get him in for a sesh. I would love to, sit here and have that opportunity with him. It'd
Hell
be
yeah.
cool as fuck. I've got tons of respect from him and Dizzy. But you helped, thank you for, this. It wouldn't have been possible for you. You brought in Puff, popped in tonight. We've got a bunch of weed nerds that popped in tonight. I'm John Boy. There's another one. I forget them all. Been trying to watch. Hey, this is one of them shows where usually I've got one eye on the chat, but man, this conversation here just had me fucking so stoked. I mean, especially after the rough beginnings, the problem last Saturday, fucking, I was so glad. I'm honored that you were fucking able to do this. You didn't
So,
fucking. I know
abolished, whatever, man. Abolished. Come on, bro.
you were fucking ready to say fuck it, and you didn't, and I can't thank you enough for not, man. It's fucking awesome, and I feel honored, super honored, because I know this is the first time you've really popped your face up, and
Right.
usually it's just pics, but this is awesome that everybody. I mean, come on, everybody. This is what the show is really about. Truly, is getting to know people. There's so many people in the cannabis industry. Pedro Dizzy, for example, sits there in chat that everybody. Well, I guess that's a terrible example because they're so lively in themselves on camera. You know what I mean? They're not the
Right.
uptight ones that are just sitting there, blah blah blah. So their sesh would be more fun because they are, so fun and lively anyway online. But most people, I want to try to bring some more, people that are just growers and you don't get a chance to know them, or they're more the uptight,
Right.
person. I've got some leads to it. MedGrow One's going to be on, I
Nice.
believe, like next week for Growley said
Nice.
he'd be on. Fucking Danny Danko's coming on sometime
You
soon.
got Danny Danko coming on?
I got Danny Danko. He agreed. I keep bothering him for that date. And he's coming. He
Nice.
agreed. He agreed twice, not once but twice.
Nice.
So I got a olive branch out to Jeff Lowenfels as well. Uh,
Wow.
he said,
Nice.
"Yes, sir." I just got to work out all these fucking kinks and keep it going. So if I can, keep it going and keep it steady, I've
Hey
got a
man, you
lot
need.
of great. Oh, I got. You know who else said they'd come on today? With Cali Connections, Cali Grown.
Oh
The
shit,
original,
man.
one of the original fucking weed nerds said he'd fucking pop on and spend some fucking time with me, which is, I've got
Damn.
mad love for him. Who hasn't watched some of his videos and
Bringing
talking
in some
about,
heat, man.
spreading some love in the fucking community. He's one of the original positive vibe growers. You know what I
You need to
mean? He's
try to
always
maybe hit up, see if you can get Kevin Jodrey on.
Ah, well,
You know Kevin
someday.
Jodrey?
But mainly of it, you know what it is I found so far is the weed nerd respect. The
Right.
weed nerd community has opened this wholeheartedly. Almost everybody that I've reached out uh, in the community that has been a weed nerd or some part of the weed nerd has wholeheartedly said, "Yeah, man, let's get this a poppin'." So,
Right.
it's been very humbling, man. Every time I get a yes, man, it's like even, you know, anybody. I was super stoked you fucking said you would do this, and you're a legend in my book. You really
Oh,
are, man. You
come on,
fucking,
bro.
like I said, you fucking out there supporting people, and that's huge, man. You can shake your head and smile all you want, brother, but that's what the world makes the world go round is fucking shit like that.
Hey,
So
I
you
just try
can
to be a kind human. That's all.
smile and shake it off all you want, but I know for a fact there's a lot of people on this end that appreciates that shit, all that positive vibes you spend, you spread
All
around.
this, I'm more a behind the scenes type of guy.
Yeah, you maybe so. You're behind the scenes popping all them likes, supporting everybody and doing your thing. And I know you're a fucking busy man. I've wondered 100 times, knowing as busy as you are, how you're laying down all this fucking love. I mean, you must be fucking running a saw with fucking IG in one hand, or I don't know if you're just like how you're doing it, brother. But you're there. You're there all the fucking time. Giving people props and shit.
Say
And
the
I
truth,
know
I don't know
I
how to
know
do
the
it.
candidates. I know for a fact this is going to be a great episode. I know this is going to be one of the better episodes, and it's
Oh,
because of you, man. There's going to be, the community has much love for you. I know for a fact when you ducked down there for a minute, everybody was like, "What the fuck, man?" I know I sent you messages.
yeah, yeah.
What's up, brother? You've been, because we worry about you. That's how we all have much love and respect for you. So
Yeah, when I
understand
pop
that.
back on
This was a
my
complete
original
pleasure.
account, when I pop back on my original account, I actually got quite a few people that was right back supporting me like always. So that felt pretty nice, you know. Everybody wondering where I
You want
was.
to distill both names? I know who all your aliases are on online there,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. The
we
Twitch.
we know Liam Mass has a limited
Oh,
filter for one, and but there's
oh, please.
you spread love all kinds of ways, dude. I got tons of respect for you, and it
Well,
shows this is cool. I do find this an honor, especially as difficult as the time we've had getting this going.
right.
And this was a valuable lesson for me today because I think daily now for newer people that aren't experienced with the Zoom or don't have it, I'm gonna just early in the day, midday, pop in and do quick sound check,
Right.
just to make everything's good, and you know, I don't want to miss out on any more opportunities with cool
Trust me,
motherfuckers
man.
like
I had a
yourself. That's
feeling
for
this
sure.
would happen because me and Pedro's tried this a couple times, and he absolutely knows I'm not tech savvy, and so
So
I
I've got
made
an
him smile a
exclusive
couple
on
times.
Pedro. That makes me feel even better. Nana nana boo boo Pedro. Oh man,
Why is
this
my
is
battery running low? 1 second.
I don't know. All right, fuck yeah, this has been awesome. I'm glad everybody's been able to tune in. I haven't even looked to see how many's in here. I've been having so much fun. 16 dedicated right now. We've had some come and go, and I know I will have a ton that will have looked at this by tomorrow. So.
Right, right. Well, it's been fun, absolutely, man. A little nervous coming on, but it's been a good
I'm
time.
nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm nervous every night when I hit that fucking stream button.
Are you?
Up until, yeah, it's a little something to get out there and just throw it out there, especially some
Yeah.
nights when things aren't popping. You know, I kind of went on right before we got this, and I, tried a little song and dance. Didn't fucking just wasn't feeling it, man. But I wasn't gonna give up. I've told everybody from the first episode, I'm gonna stumble, I'm gonna fall. There's gonna be a couple bugs along the way. It started off as a hobby, but as this has gone on, and like I said, I've reached out to people and gotten tons of support that way, and the cool motherfuckers that show up every night. And there's a bunch of people that hang out every night. It's funny just to when you go live and you see them, one, two people. Even I think I would still do it if it was just the one and two, but it's starting to build and it's starting to build. And of course, I've got a lot of people to thank over there at the Michigan Bros Growth Show. They
Right,
helped
right.
even Sub tried to crack me out when he was doing his show and stuff. And I was kind of back then, I wasn't ready to pop my head up. I was doing the IG and stuff like that, but you didn't see a lot of my face back then in
Right.
the forums. A little bit maybe in the mass route, I was still popping my head up in that one a little bit, but not so much on IG. But
Yeah, I saw you a little nervous when you first went on the Michigan Bros Grow Show, and then
oh, even
as time went on, you got comfortable. You got, you know,
Oh, even today, I think we're going on 38, 39, something like that, maybe even 40. It's been a good run. Uh, this week, this Sunday. And if you watch some episodes, man, I'm still usually pretty bound up that first hour. And it isn't
right.
until I've smoked that first joint. And usually in the second hour is when I start fucking jabbering where they can't shut me up. But yeah, man, I'm still. Is there something about seeing myself in that box and knowing that it's live?
Right, right.
Gotta
No,
let
I
that
get that. I do get
get
that.
sense fade.
Yeah,
But man,
definitely.
you're handling it well, man. It's like sitting here with like just like we normally would talking and shit. You from the
Well, I mean,
first time I met you, I knew you were gonna be somebody I wanted to keep in contact with.
well, yeah, we had a great
Like,
conversation the first time we met. I mean, like I said, we talked for like 45 minutes, standing there right in the middle of High Times Cup. Yeah, felt like
yeah,
I knew you for a while.
that's right. I hope that you get your ass in here up here to Michigan and you get to continue to fucking hang out and shit.
Oh, absolutely. We'll get to see more of each other.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah, Michigan could use your skills. And so, have you ever thought about laying some of that knowledge down on some YouTube videos, like LED shit? Anyways, a little how to fix this and why you would add this and something like that.
There's so many people out there that already do it.
There's so
Um,
many people that are out there doing this, but I fucking picked up the microphone and turned on the
this
camera.
is true. This is true. Yeah, I guess I never looked at it that way. I guess I feel like the information's already out there if you just want to look for it. But yeah, I never thought about that. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. You know, this is like I
It's
said.
all
This,
about presentation. There's a lot of people out there that, blandly put out facts about LEDs and shit. I mean, but a lot of it's like just such a dry information, you know what I mean? Where
right.
you got that kind of southern draw and a little bit of charisma. You definitely got a charisma to you that would be more watchable than most of the videos I've watched for sure.
Huh. Well,
So,
hell.
why waste some talent when you can be spreading some? You know what I mean?
Well, I've never heard
If
anybody tell me that
anything,
before. So,
if anything, it would help keep your name out there. Not that anybody's fucking gonna forget the fuck who you are, or nothing like that anytime soon. But it would help keep your name out there until you could switch back and get here to Michigan and start, showing off some nice flower that we all know that you're capable of growing.
I'm ready. I'll tell you what, I'm ready.
It's fucking summertime here, brother.
I
It's the
hear that.
time to get
You know,
here.
Pedro just said if people already have the information, why do they still buy Viper Specters? All right, I hear that. I hear that.
Right. See,
Yeah, that's
that's a
true.
good
I mean,
supporter there,
they
man.
buy Viper Specters because they're cheap. You know, they're the right price point. That's why they're buying them. Flat out. Even if they know better, they're like, well, I can spend $200 or I can spend $700. You know,
$700 gets you a long way.
right?
I mean, do the research, I guess, for sure, before you buy a light.
Right. And I'll tell
And
you
even
what.
at that, see, brother, you could at least one video, you could be inviting yourself. I was going to ask you that anyway, if people could reach out to you on IG and ask you some technical questions.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm always there to help people out. I almost drop what I'm doing in the middle of the day to help people out.
I know that, but you can tell that about you. You can
But
tell
I
that
will
shit
say
about
this
you.
about Viper Specters: Puffer Smiles kills it. So hands down, I guess it don't matter what LED you're doing. If you know how to grow, you know how to grow. So
I guess that's to be true too. Is just finding that really sweet spot. Even a shitty LED, if you got it close enough and you know what the fuck you're doing, you can get you someday got up anyway.
right,
I've got some old 3 waters here and fucking some old shit that I've
old Mars.
grew and mixed in. And yeah, I've got a lot of Mars stacked up over there. So yeah, why not? That's what it's about this day and age. And this time in particular is a lesson for humanity in general. Is that we need to be reaching out and fucking helping each other. You know what I mean?
Right,
And if your skill and your button is spreading that knowledge, then fucking why not? Why
right. And
not?
I got a whole construction background. I've done everything from footer to roof, electrical, plumbing, HVAC.
I hear you. I'm right there with you,
You know,
brother. I've
I've
done
done it
it
all.
all.
So when it comes to building grow rooms or hydro setups or anything like that, man,
But isn't the
I kind of got.
LED building so much easier on your back?
What's that?
I said, isn't the LED building so much easier on your back?
Harder on my brain.
Yeah, but maybe so. I don't even think that. I think once you do the math or you have the equation, then
Right,
it can't be that bad.
right. I got a little bit of electronics background too. I went to college for electronic technology, so all that came
And
pretty
you,
easily, pretty quickly for me.
even a good carpenter is, trying to challenge himself with a new technique, like say inlays or something like that, the next
Right,
level. Like you
right.
did, you took it with the nails in the board, the electricity. That's pretty cool shit, man. I watch all your shit, man. It isn't just one sided. You ain't just liking my stuff. I'm watching what you're doing all the time, and
Well, I
you
have to
got
see if I
skills.
can make you something.
It wasn't. I would have never ever picked up the phone and tried to get you here and get you some work if I didn't think you were exactly what the fuck you said you were, and I knew
Right, dude.
that.
And I greatly appreciate that, man, because
And
yeah, I mean, not many people in the world would do what you did. You kind of was like, yeah, man, I'll help you get a job. You called some people, you got me talking with some people, man. I really wasn't expecting that at all. So, I mean,
dude,
much
you have
credit
my
to you
word,
and
man. If you,
appreciation to
as
you.
soon as you're ready, I will find you whatever you need. You have 100% 100% my support to get you here, man.
Thank you, man.
You
I
know,
appreciate that. I appreciate
I'll
that.
help you find a place or whatever you need, man. Michigan wants Liam Mass here. There's a lot of
Awesome.
cool here, man. There's an awesome cannabis community here. It's like we're all reaching out to weave each other together and become a nice fucking community. And that's in part by the good folks there, at Michigan Bros Grow Show. They
Right.
started, you know, they did a panel show like they again there was panel shows out there that were already doing that shit, but they carved their own niche of calling out their own state and just making it about their state, and it's growing. People are noticing that shit, and they've made a huge impact, and in trying to bring that community together, the grow ski community that they've started, and it's a pretty cool thing. And I know for a fact that we'd love to be able to throw you under that Growski banner, as well as the neat weed nerd. You'll always be a weed nerd at
Yeah.
heart.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Weed
We
nerd
there for
isn't
life.
necessarily a TGA or the dank thing. It's somebody that has a love for the plant and genuine hunger for that knowledge. And I know you have that. So you fall under that banner no matter what. So, but a Growski is a Michigan thing, and we'd be more than happy to, throw you as a Michigan weed nerd Growski, whichever order you want to throw that in, whatever. Call
I have to
yourself.
just
We'd be
I have to just try to change my accent a little bit. That way I
see
fit in a little better.
See, even the American one just said he's fucking glad he caught this one. I mean, you know,
Thanks,
he's
Teo.
another one. He says he's coming. He's coming. The American one. This would be just as big of an honor as Liam to get your ass in that chair too, because I know you're a fucking huge legend in this community too. I'm just doing a little. I'm putting that olive branch out there because I know he's right there, and I've been
Understood.
hounding him
Hey,
huge.
you got to. Hey, and
Uh,
Teo's a good guy, man. I've had some communications with him for probably over a year and a half, and he's a good guy. I jumped in a grow off challenge over a year ago and ran one of his strains. It did really well. I
oh,
was
I ran
pleased
that.
with
His
it.
Amy's Aces was
Yeah, Amy's
fucking
Aces.
fire.
Yeah, you know what's up. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a great strain, man.
yeah,
Everybody I passed that to, all my patients loved that shit. It was a fucking great buzz. I found it to be a nice uplifting, like a super. If you smoked a few of them, it was one of them smokes that it was like a laughy. You know what I mean?
uh
There's
huh.
not too many fucking weeds anymore that are sociably laughy for me, and that one was really enjoyable in that way. And I would love to have him, come on and talk to me about that strain and what how he got creating all that good shit. And, it'd be a good interview.
Right.
Yo, I wish you'd
I
come,
agree.
man.
I agree.
Uh, I know everybody's already saying how happy they are. You were able to make this work. I know I'm stoked. I'm stoked. I can't wait to. I'm not usually like that, but I'll be checking the fucking views all day tomorrow because I know it's gonna. This was a great episode. It struggled in the beginning, but man, this was one of the few other. I've had a few other great interviews so far, like that were no planners. You know what I mean? This one right here, I didn't even sit down and write out a little note sheet of what I thought I should ask you or run down your page and fucking shit like that. Nah, I knew, you know, that there was good conversation to be had here, and it
Right.
wasn't going to take but a nudge
Well,
to
you
get it
kept
going.
pushing, and saying, "Man, I'm ready, man, I'm excited." And so I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
fuck
all
yeah.
right, all right, all right."
Fuck yeah, I've wanted to hang out with you anyway, but to have a platform where I can, make it happen at least virtually, that's cool as fuck. And I knew it was an opportunity that a lot of people wanted to have. It wasn't just me that wanted to hang out with you. Shit, we've had, at least 20, 25 people live tonight that, hung out with us as well. So that's, for me, that's cool shit.
Right, right, right. Well, much love, man. Much love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Eagle. Thank you.
Like I said, I know for a fact there was a few that come in tonight. Dizzy, Pedro, they wouldn't have normally popped in tonight if
Yeah,
they
I dragged them over, man. They didn't want to come, but
Eh, but I appreciate that. That's what a great thing about this community is.
right,
We do try to nudge each other in ways to
right. And
benefit each other.
last weekend we didn't get it to work out, but they were right there all night long waiting on it to happen. I mean, Pedro was right there in my text messages, just, hey man, is it gonna go on? Is it gonna go on? They was waiting. They was ready to show up and show their support. So I mean, I appreciate them
I
too.
know it. Skillbolt One texted me in the Michigan Bro Grows chat. He's like, Pedro was in chat. I was like, oh, fuck. Man, not only did I miss a good interview, but I had a fucking great viewer too. This fucking blows, man. Fuck. I
Oh
want to
Lord.
shout another great viewer that's
Don't make his
popped
head
in
blow up
tonight.
any more than it is, man.
Fucking, fuck that. Jack Screenshot popped in. He's a fucking cannabis badass. Red Setter Farms. We've had a bunch of cool people. CJ, the
Yep.
American one. I just want like the Puffer, of course. She's a fucking diehard weed nerd. And Liam supporter for sure. Naughty Nikki, Killer Gardens, The Herb Grift, John Smith. He told me who he was, but I forgot. I forget. Definitely a name I know. And of course, Ballast Farms, Red Setter, if I didn't say you. I like to do the magic window thing, you know what I mean? But I like to give everybody a shout out. Everybody's worth shouting out.
Yeah, absolutely. And AB abolished. I met him through Candy Queen Genetics. They was hanging out, and I got into that grow off with Teo and everybody, and uh, and then I ended up meeting him at Kush Stock too, and he's been a heck of a supporter of mine also, and he grows some pretty good fire. He's got that abolished OG that's damn tasty. And I think
Well,
he hit me
yeah,
up at
he's
one point and was trying to get me on the Michigan Bros Grow Show, and I was like, yeah, yeah, man, I'll try to show up. I was like
I
trying to
think
play it
I,
off,
I
but
I extended that olive branch out
you
too, I
did,
think,
you
at
did,
one point.
yes, you did. I was a
Uh,
little scared, so I just said, yeah, man, sometime. I'm glad you got me out of my shell a little bit.
yeah, shout out to Abolish Farms and Frugal Force that was on tonight, 8 o'clock Saturday nights. Abolished and Smiley's Farms, or Smiley's Gardens. I'm sorry for fucking that up, brother. And Spartan's Grown had an episode on earlier tonight, dropping some knowledge. Thank you guys for spreading the love around the community. Cool as fuck with you guys.
Yeah,
And for tuning in tonight, showing me some support. Gotta thank you guys for that as well. So,
absolutely.
so,
Uh,
anything else you want to fucking tell anybody while you got it? I don't.
Look for me coming back soon, I guess.
Can you shout out your Instagrams, of course, where they can reach you if they need a little bit of LED advice?
Yeah, it's Limb Mass on IG. You can also hit up Limited Filter. That's my other account. I put on some more construction style stuff over there. That's where you've seen some of my woodworking stuff. But yeah, either one of those accounts and shoot me up. I'd be
Are
happy to
you
answer some
open
questions.
to any custom build LEDs? Are you looking
I
to
mean,
get
yeah, I mean,
pre-order?
I'd be interested possibly if you don't live too far away because shipping will kill you. I can't compete with Chilled Tech or HLG or anybody like that because they're getting their stuff at wholesale. I'd be purchasing that stuff at the same price they could buy their stuff for. So when it comes down to it, a lot of the times if you live in California or something, it's just not even worth the money for me to build you a light and send it to you. You're much better off either DIYing your own or buying one straight out of the box. And I can give that advice too. There's a lot of not great LEDs out there that are floating around that look really well and look like they're built in a factory in the whole nine. but they may not be what they say they are. I mean, a lot of them Chinese LEDs, they're not running top bin LED chips in their lights. So they're going to be good. They're going to do what you want. They're not going to be quite as bright, and they're not going to last as long. You get those top bin LED lights from, say, HLG, Chilled Tech, PLC, Green Jeans, Sync, Science. I think I don't even know how to pronounce their lights. They're making some good stuff. They're making some real good stuff, but you got to pay for it.
Yeah, I've gotten a few LEDs that had some shitty drivers in them when I opened them up.
Right.
I didn't still like the plastic kind of shit in the tube with no venting and shit. The one that went bad was all bubbled from all the heat and shit. It was like everything you
Oh,
don't want to see in a ballast. Then I looked it up and it was like I remember they were charging for the light. It was like $1,500, and then I tried to replace this ballast and shit, and it was like a $5 ballast and shit,
right,
and it was like
right,
hard to find because you couldn't even get it anymore. I'd have been better off trying to find an equivalent. See now, there we go. If I had a guy here in Michigan, another reason Michigan could benefit from Liam Mass some quality lights here, that we could hook, you wouldn't have to ship. We could just come get or
right,
drop off or whatever. But in this instant, man, it was a good light. It just had shitty drivers, just like you said. And
right.
if I had somebody like yourself that could have knowledgeably found me a good comparison, you know, that'd been
Right.
awesome.
And then a lot of the time too is sometimes the LEDs themselves, the chips themselves, they're using maybe a lower grade chip, and they're trying to get more light output out of them. So a good LED chip is only being ran around 50% of its light output. I mean, 50% of the power you can put to it. That's where you want to lie at. That's how they're getting those 50,000 hours, 10-year lifespan out of them good LEDs. Some of them lower grade Chinese lights, they're actually driving them at 90% of what they'll handle. So they burn out quick. That's why, like the old Mars lights, and you'd have them for a year and they die. It's because they were pounding them with as much power as they could put through them LED chips. And then the driver would fail, or you start having single LEDs burning out. So you got to watch that too. And that's why there's some real reputable
They
companies.
were always kind enough to send you a bag of new diodes and a fucking how-to video.
Right,
Yeah,
and
you
telling you
just
to
fix
fix
it.
it yourself.
Yeah, here's a link. You just need soldering gun and lots of patience. And
Right, right. Been there,
soldering's
done
not
that.
a fucking easy thing to do, man. Not
Yeah,
cleanly. I
I
don't know.
agree.
I wouldn't suggest like just Joe Blow to go grab a soldering gun and
No,
start putting diodes.
no. If you do, unplug it from the wall first. Uh,
Don't even try to fix that tech, man. Fucking step up to do shit.
nah, you're better off hacking those lights. You're better off hacking them completely.
So let's go there a little bit. How can I crack? If I were interested for shits and giggles, how would I, go about even thinking about where would I start hacking them alive?
Well, a lot of the times the drivers will survive, even though they're cheaper drivers. So sometimes you can reuse the drivers and just add better quality LEDs to the fixture. A lot of times the actual fixture itself is pretty nice pressed metal, it looks good. And if you just take out the junk LEDs themselves and put in some good LEDs, a driver that came with it can do an okay job. And then when that driver burns out, you can just upgrade to a quality driver and power it like it should be. These are all things that you can do just to save money to get yourself in an LED light a little bit cheaper. Now, if you just want to hack one to have a nice case, it's already pre-built, drop some brand new LEDs in and a brand new driver, well, that's easy too. You know, I mean, you just buy the LEDs, match it up with the drivers that you need, and you're on your way. I mean, because all the wiring's pretty much there. You can reuse the power cord. You can reuse a lot of times the on-off switches and stuff like that. You can reuse. So really, when it comes down to it, it's a little bit easier to hack a light just because there's already a frame provided that you can drop an LED in. You know, us guys that are DIYing them, we got to go buy some aluminum angle iron, or we got to.
Well, most of the newer panels and shit don't need the fans and stuff, right?
Right,
So
right. You can skip the
how
fans
good is the
altogether.
carcass actually even doing you really?
Right,
Other
right,
than spare parts, kind of like what you're saying.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. So hacking a light's more like saving a little bit of money to get yourself a little bit better quality light than what you had before. You know, unless you're going to do like a full total hack and just, like I said, rip it completely apart, get a new driver, new LEDs, and just keep the frame itself. That's a totally different scenario. I mean, you're going to save on the money of the frame and a little bit of wiring, but you're still going to pay the price for the top bin LEDs. You're still going to pay the price for a good driver. You know, but that's still like a quarter off the price right there. So
It's a lot.
in the long run, it's a lot, especially if you got like say 4 lights you want to hack. You just saved yourself 100%. You
That's what
know,
I was just gonna say.
25%
Yeah,
more
you're a
times.
quarter
Yeah,
way on
you're
your
good.
next way to your next light. Yeah, fuck
Right,
yeah. Uh,
right.
that's good
And them
math.
old Mars lights, I had one of the Mars 100s, and the HLG QB 288s will just fit right in them. So you could take like a quantum board 288 and drop it right in. Fits almost perfect. You don't have to do much of any anything else except dropping the LED in and start wiring it up to a new driver, and you're good to go. That's always nice.
Man, I'm fucking smoking this Pine Valleys from was a tester from GMX OG, the girl crew over there. This fucking shit's got me so pie-eyed like a motherfucker, man. I threw a
Is it
pile of this, got a bunch of this hash I threw in down there, man. Just
oh
loaded it up in one of these fucking. I got this nice blunt roller here I love so much.
hey man, you need to change your name to the Night Eagle because you stay up late, bro.
Well, yeah, it's a peaceful time. It's always a peaceful
Okay.
time, you know,
Yeah,
for
I can
around the garden.
understand that. I can understand that.
Kind of got some security reasons as well.
Got you.
But
Well,
why
brother,
not?
I think I'm gonna call it right there, man. I think I
Well,
hear the bed calling me.
I'm grateful you got work tomorrow. You
No,
got
I'm
tomorrow.
off tomorrow.
Well, there
Yep.
you go.
I'll probably be doing some stuff around the house. I got a light to build for somebody, so I may do that.
You could pick up that phone and just lean it up against something and do start your how to's tomorrow.
Oh man, tempting me, aren't you?
Yeah,
Tempting me. Okay.
do it, bro.
All right.
Start spreading that knowledge.
All
Why
right.
not?
I'll think about that. I'll think about that highly, man. That might be a good idea.
Why not? If anything, you could always use it for reference for yourself for another time.
And I guess worst case scenario, I delete it.
Right. I'd put it up. I'd do it. Why not?
Herb the gift later. Teo later. Thanks for showing up.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Brad, you still in chat, Jack? I'm gonna probably go on because I'm late. Yeah, it's only 1:50. I'll probably
Yeah.
talk some shit for a little while, but I understand. I'm grateful for I don't expect you to go the marathon with me, but yeah, I am super grateful for what I got. That's for sure.
Right. You know, and first time out. You know, maybe next time I'll be ready to go. You know,
You're ready
I
to
won't
go
want to
now.
get.
You got it all set up. You're all ready for Pedro. I teed you up. You're all set up there, Pedro. He's ready for number two. He's got it on his computer. He's got it on his phone. He's
Yeah, that's
ready.
true now. Yeah, that's true. Hey, maybe I'll try to talk to Pedro, see if he can drop in sometime.
I appreciate that.
Hook the eagle up.
I, I would more than appreciate that nudge.
Right on,
And I'm
man.
sure it has a little impact. So, hell yeah. Well, I think it looks like Mr. Jack Greenstock might be following you up. So I like talking to him too.
Awesome.
So you have a blessed night and a great tomorrow, and you stay safe, brother. And you're welcome back anytime. Anytime you get that itch, brother, I'm fucking here.
All
So
right. Hey, I'm down. I'm down now. Now that I
this
broke
is
the ice
awesome.
myself.
You've always had my phone number and shit before, but there's still, you know, I hate fucking texting. I do. I'm so terrible about it. I fucking I don't look back for one, and when in the texts, if you ever like get a DM from me or something, for A, I'm chicken fingering that motherfucker back, and I'm not even looking back until I fucking hit send and shit. It fucking half the time I look back and I'm like, oh fuck, that's bad. That's bad right there. But it's hard to fuck up a face-to-face interview, and they're so much
But,
more personal. So I
but
would love to do this again. So, and I know, everybody else would love to fucking hang and sesh with you, especially if it was you had your ass here in Michigan. You could actually sesh along with me and shit. That'd be even more
hey, yeah,
epic.
yeah, that'd be a lot easier on me for
Do I
sure.
have to really, really fucking sit down and like start you a list why Michigan wants you fucking here or what?
All right.
You know it. I know there's just stupid reasons that's keeping you from coming, but get your ass here,
I got
brother.
one big reason for sure to go to Michigan.
I know. Hell yeah, brother. Well, thank you for your time, and I'm gonna fucking slide Jack an invitation here, and yeah, have a good one, brother.
Thank you for having me on, Eagle.
BMS,
I
one more
appreciate
time.
you.
Where can everybody find you? Just one more time. They
At
know.
Limmass on Instagram or at Limited Filter on Instagram.
Uh, Thank you, sir.
Much love. Appreciate it, Eagle. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Be well.
Well, fucking how awesome was that, man? I have been sincerely looking forward to that for a long time. Super cool dude, Liam Mass. You want me to kick you out?
Yeah, kick me out.
Oh, here we go. Cool. You're God, brother. Have a good night. All right. Where you go? See, this is all about learning right here. It says we won't be able to join. Let's get Jack in here. Jack, I'm gonna shoot you some numbers. Oh, he won't be able to call in tonight. Just token along. Anybody else in the chat that want to fucking hang out tonight? Red Setter Farms, you there? I'm gonna roll another one up and fucking hang out for a minute, even if it's just talk some shit, fucking listen some tunes. Roll up a fucking fatty here of this Pine Valley. Fucking some big old nugs. I'm working this up for you, little fucking. Let's see if this works for you. Little fucking Eagle Vision. Oh. See if we get it up there a little closer. Yeah, there you go. Little fucking Pine Valleys. That's what I was talking about. This was a roughly chopped up nug. Super dense. It was like a piney fuel. Uh, when I cut her down. But man, the terps changed it a little bit. I don't think that was to do for because of the herbs now machine. I just think that was it just landed right into what GMX said it was going to be. I said from the beginning that he said it was going to be like a maple syrup kind of flavor, and I didn't see that coming. But yeah, that's what you get, man. It's definitely a sweet, earthy kind of taste, and yeah, super like Sleepy. Kind of makes me want to drift off there. You kind of see it in the eyes. Must have been that or the hash or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely good smoke. Got an olive branch out to him as well to try to get him on, talk about some of this strain and what he's been working on. What will be next? Uh, what could be ahead for the Ocean Grown boys over there? They're always delivering some fire anyway. But I just thought that'd be a good, another good one to try to lure in for us. So how was that? Did everybody enjoy the show? That was, I know I enjoyed it. I thought it would be a great interview, and I was not disappointed in any kind of way. Date Man 420, hello, how you doing? It's nice to have you here tonight. It's awesome Saturday, no Sunday morning. See if we get some fucking music going here. Just a little something to nod my head to. Yeah, it was nice for my daughter to pop in. I thought that was pretty cool. Of course, Dizzy and fucking Pedro, man, honor, of course. I've got love for so much love for so many of these people in the cannabis community, especially the pioneers that started it. You know, it took. I talk about how fucking nervous I get getting out here in front of this camera and doing what I do, but they were way ahead of the game when it comes to doing this shit, and they're very much loved in this community as well. John Smith, that's how I kosher Smurfs. Fuck yeah, roll something up. Yeah, I'll play some Suicidal. I fucking love Suicidal. Got some clutch going right now. Fucking, I'm a huge Suicidal Tennessee's fan. Huge. How will I laugh? Institutionalized. Psycho Vision. There we go. All right, back to the rolling. Back to the rolling. See what we're gonna get. I think I'll just go with some type of fucking mix. Ooh, I know which one. It just called. I was thinking and it just fucking slid right under my fingers. This is a good too. Oh, there it is, John Smith. You fucking nailed it. We were fucking thinking of the same thing right there. This is fucking an awesome song. One of my fucking favorites. T Dog was an awesome interview. I fucking loved hanging out with him. I hope to get him back. Fucking he said he'd pop on the show tomorrow on the Michigan Bro Show. He's welcome. I hope he does. Everybody's bored, sitting at home, wanting to reach out. Yeah, I know. But he can't fool me. Fucking great too. Some shit just never gets old. And this song's best right here in the fucking headphones. Really, really loud. Showing some true colors here with the suicidal. It's hard not to. But this is fucking talking good shit, god damn it. This is suicidal Tennessee. It wasn't meant to feel this. It is a really beautiful thing. This is a fucking really beautiful plant. Beautiful. I've always said, here's a funny suicidal tendencies fact for you. I've always said I wanted suicidal tendencies heaven played at my fucking funeral. As many times I've told my kids, it won't get done. I'm counting on you for this. I've got a suicidal right here with fucking. Fucking awesome shit. Fucking great shit. No, you ain't, man. Fucking great shit. Sleeping with CJ. Just looking at your messages there, CJ. Just like your shit. Fucking appreciate you for hanging in there every night. That's why I threw you the wrench, brother. That's why I threw you the wrench. Okay. Good question. The Beautiful Loser was not a word cross. It was just an accident, and that's kind of how it got its name. Turn this down a little bit. All the seeds that like have the you know, misidentification or something. I've always kept them seeds, labeled and separate what female they came from and all that good shit. And I've always referred to them as beautiful mistakes. And this time I was running Challenger Deep, which is half, the female half of Beautiful Loser, which is Star Destroyer times Wizard Blue, which are ocean grown and ocean grown strain crosses. And the other half is a strain I was gifted by 15 Digits, which he had gotten from North Star Genetics, which is C99 Endurba and Poison. And that was a male that got past me and had pollinated the Challenger Deep. And there was probably about 150 seeds that I was harvested out of that one plant. And it only stayed to that one plant. And something I knew they'd be special, so I immediately threw them. I mean, as I found them in the bud into the dirt, I threw down 15 of them and hunted them down to the phenol I have now, which I still do have seeds, but I'm kind of keeping them. So Beautiful Loser at this point would only be available clone only. I'm kind of just keeping it for myself and passing it to a few good friends that would really enjoy it. As far as flavor wise, I find it to be like a grapefruit, kind of like cheese Danish kind of like flavor, and it's pretty sedative. It don't make me sleep, but it definitely slows me down. And overall, good body feeling. It's definitely good for some pain. But yeah, staying somewhat clear-headed about it. That's about as accurate a description description as I can give you of a beautiful loser. She's a great yielder. I mean, very similar, if not bigger bud structure than this. The LED tent that I'll be taking down the next day or so. So I'll be posting some pictures of that. Hopefully that answers the question. Get into this Pine Valleys. This stuff puts me down too. I chose not to smoke it during yesterday's show just because I knew it was going to put me fucking down and I wanted to be on point for T-Dog there. So, yeah, I wouldn't smoke it upon one after another because you'd probably make for a pretty slow day. Might if I get something to drink here, a little fucking cotton mouth. Yeah, I like some fat joints. That's what we were just listening to. So, what are you guys smoking on? Somebody shouted that stuff out earlier, but that was earlier. That's something else for me to rock out while we chat and smoke for a second. Too bad you couldn't jump in, Jack, but that's all right. I was honored that you gave me your time the other day, and we can always do it any other day. 100% on that. That was a good interview. People really enjoyed that sesh there. Willie Nelson. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some good people the next week or so. Keep putting them together, and I'm still lining this stuff up. So be patient. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna, excuse me, take the show more and more seriously. I'm starting to enjoy doing this more and more, and so I'm gonna start, trying to get with guests a little bit early in the day, lining shit up, make sure everything's a little more ready for the air. 11:30. John Smith said he's on his fourth Heineken. That's a bummer. I wish you could be partaking with the rest of us. That pink lemonade sounds pretty fucking tasty. Sour sunset sounds pretty damn good too. I like the sour strains. Most definitely. Fucking suicide. You can't bring me down. I don't even want to go back there. I get fucking kind of nutty when I start rocking that shit out. It's just gonna shove it right down too.